Caddo Parish Administrator Woody Wilson to present the plan for that item on the ballot next month. Yeah, the bond issue.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Woody Wilson, Parish Administrator for Caddo. It's my pleasure to be here tonight. I think this is my 4th time being with you all, and I'd like to applaud you all for being very engaged civically in your community. And I just want to kind of share with you, we have a bond issue that will be presented before you on October 19th. And what we're asking you to do is to help us with this issue. Back in 2007, you all had approved a $30 million bond issue for us in 2007. And what we did capital projects. We kind of expedited some of the projects we had in our 5-year plan, and we did some much needed work that needed to be done for parish facilities. We spend about $5 million a year, and on average we get from our external customers like the DA, the coroner, the sheriff, and DHH, the hospital services. They give us requirements for capital projects, and then also internal projects that our workforce has identified that need to be done. We use that money to pay for it. We have 22 parish facilities, all the roads, 990 miles of roads, and 187 bridges throughout the parish that we take care of using capital project money. And so we spent about $5 million a year. In 2013, those funds ran out, 2013. And what we are doing, we had at the time, we came before you back in 2007, we had a 1.95 millage. And in 2010, we reduced that millage down to 1.75. Okay, so we only can collect as much revenue as we need to support the debt service. And now we have a gap. We would like to leverage the gap that what we have to collect, what we're currently collecting, and go out and leverage that and get $23.4 million worth of bond money. Now you all know, and I'm quite sure you all are proud as I am, we have a AAA bond rating. We acquired that through prudent financial investment and management of your funds. And we were the first governmental body in the state history of Louisiana to ever receive a AAA bond rating from Standard & Poor's. And we did that not being frivolous with the money, but being very prudent with the money. And we did projects, and we have a very good audit trail on what we did with the money. And we just think it's a good way to manage debt. Because we do have a AAA bond rating, any future money that we go out to leverage to do capital projects will be like pennies on a dollar because of our exceptional credit rating. And we're just asking for your vote to allow us to continue collecting the debt service millage that we currently collect at the same level. Now, most businesses know that if you have your door open at any time, you are going to have capital projects. This is Louisiana. We run most of our systems 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. So we have a lot of exceptional wear on our equipment. And that's what we do with that money. We don't go out and buy frivolous things. We put it in infrastructural type things. A lot of the directors identify things that they need to enhance their operation. We consider some of those as well. But the primary core function of what we do is to maintain and purchase infrastructure. It's just a good way to do business. And certainly I would appreciate your support. We have a long list of projects. I don't want to bore you with all those details, but I'm well prepared to answer whatever questions you may have relative to this. I guess I'm asking you to trust government. And I think well, yes, ma'am. But you know what? I usually get a response when I say that, but I arrived here in this area from Germany in 1992, on August 18, 1992, from Germany. I spent 25 years in the Air Force, and I was looking at the evening news, and I saw the Caddo Parish Commission on the evening news, and I said, "Whoa, well, we need some help." So little did I know, years later, the Lord would navigate my path to be the part of the organization and to rise to the rank of the administrator. But we are very functional now. We've done a great job for the citizens of the parish. And we don't take our responsibility very lightly. We make sure that we do a great job managing your resources. It doesn't belong to me. belongs to you all. So we hopefully give you a good return on your investment, a government you can be proud of, and money that's spent wisely to maintain your infrastructure. Okay? Just this one sidebar. You know, years ago, we used to do pay-as-you-go. Prior to 2007, we took some of the riverboat money and we set it aside, and 3 years later, we get a little bit more money and we can go out and do one project. Then the costs go up exponentially over time because of material costs and labor. That was not a good way to do business. But anyway, it's all we had at the time. But in 2007, we were fortunate because y'all had enough trust in us to allow us to get the bond issue, and I'm here to tell you we used it wisely. Okay, we intend to use any future money wisely as well. So, that's it in a nutshell. If you have any questions, I have a long list of projects if you want to see it. I'm prepared to show you those. But, you know, usually those are the things like chillers, roofing, projects. They're very expensive. We're doing a roof right now over at CCC, $2 million project on the roof. And we're doing the elevators at the courthouse. That was a $1.6 million project to replace the elevators because it's been 1938 vintage elevators. The fire marshal came in last year, condemned the fire system at the juvenile detention center. That was $1.5 million to replace that. So those are some big ticket items that we spend this money on, and things that affect the delivery of services if we didn't do it. Okay. Yes, sir.
How much for the dog park?
The dog park? The dog park actually came up, it was about $300,000.
They did ask for money, didn't they?
The Waterway Commission, the Parish Commission, and the citizens of the parish, whether the rural, urban, pay into the water, that fund for the Red River Water Association. And what happens is that Caddo Parish doesn't have any property contiguous to the Red River, so we don't get any of it. And for 17 years, we have contributed to it, but not get anything out of it, because we don't have any property next to the Red River. So it was a great idea. Someone asked us for help. It was one of the animal activist group came to us and said, "Could y'all help?" Sure, we'll go and ask the River Waterway Commission for some money since we never got anything from it for 17 years. And they said, "Why not? We give us $300,000, and we gave it to them, contingent on the mayor signing the agreement." And y'all know how that's going, right? Now, I have to be in favor of a dog park because I believe you ought to have a little everything in the community that meets everybody's needs, and that just makes good sense. You know, ma'am. Anyways, it makes good sense. Yes, sir.
This is not quid pro quo,
Yes, sir.
but I'm part of the dog park lawsuit. But in terms of dysfunctional government, I'm so proud that the Caddo Parish Commission and Woody have been responsible with our money when others have been very irresponsible with our money. And I commend you and the commissioners for the good job you've done.
Let me say this, Mr. Escalade makes sure that I'm my job with the money. He's done a great job watching the money, and Mr. Escalade is one of the hawks that we have. And I'm not trying to make his head swell up, but he's done a great job making sure we're not spending this money.
He wants to know where every nickel is.
Right, that's correct.
We need more like
That's correct. Yes, ma'am.
You said the bond issue was voted in 2007 and it's going out in 2013.
Yes, ma'am. It was.
Why then, if it was 6 years this time that we have a bond that you're asking for 20?
We got 30 million, and we started in 2007 budget. 2007, 8.
You actually started in 08.
Yes.
We voted on it in 07, just sold the bonds in 08.
Well, we sold the bond away, but we passed an amendment to include it in the 2007 funding cycle. So we actually had went 6 years with $5 million here for 6 years.
You played it out, right? It's just about gone.
Yes,
Well,
this 13 will be.
That's what I'm saying. Why my question is, you did 5 years before, why are you doing 20 years now? Mr. Escalade sitting over there, but why is it going to 20 years for the bond issue?
All bonds are issued on a 20-year cycle, and we just, what we're doing now is the current debt service, we're just extending it out, what we currently collect. So it's not an increase or decrease, the same level, but we have a gap. Because by law, we can only collect so much to pay off the debt. And that's what
Margaret, those were 20-year bonds. It's just they spent the proceeds have just about been played out.
Okay, so
You
we're- so
just
we're
pay it
asking-
off over
So we're
20.
asking for another 20 years?
It's on the.
Another 15, that's sort of, right?
On the-
No, it's 20.
It's 20 years.
Oh, it is 20.
It's 20 years.
Okay.
And we're gonna try to spend about
It
4
says
million.
it will not go above the 1.75
That's
the
correct.
first year.
That's correct. That's right.
So it might be raised the next year.
No, ma'am. We can't raise it until we come back and get your permission to raise it.
Okay, it will not go above what's written
No,
in
ma'am.
that.
Will not.
Okay.
But
It's not
we
clear.
can lower it without your permission, but we cannot raise it without your permission. And we lowered it 2 years ago from 195 to 175.
Which is how much per average household a year? What's it cost us?
I know it's well over $100. I'm not sure the number.
Per average home?
That would vary.
Unhumble Broadmoor here where we live,
It's about $11 a month for average.
$11 a month.
About $100.
It's reasonable for what we get, although most of the projects may be at the courthouse or roof.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know of anything in this bond issue that's per se for old Broadmoor, but that's not the way it works.
Yeah.
We're all part of a larger community.
One thing I like to brag about too, that if you go at any parish responsible roads, that we maintain 990 miles of roads. Years ago, we used to spend about 20 years before we get back to rehabbing a road. We took it down from 20 years to 15 years, down to 12 years. So I would challenge anyone to take a look at our roads and compare it with any roads throughout the state of Louisiana, and our roads are in very good condition. Unfortunately, we can't take those funds and come into the urban areas because there's a taxes collected that's only outside the rural area that goes into that fund. We can't spend it inside the city limits.
Thank you, Woody.
Well, I'll be here to answer any questions.
Thank you so much. And the only other thing about